What up, YouTube? It's your boy Marvel from Matter, back with another video. And today what I'm going to talk about is why you shouldn't text girls, man. Why you shouldn't text girls, especially early on, right? Especially early on when you're first talking to a girl. You're out, you get her number, you're on a dating app, you get her number, you match with her on a dating app. Why you shouldn't spend so much time trying to connect and, converse via texting and by the written word. You shouldn't be using the written word in order to communicate with women, because so much is lost in writing. So much is lost in writing. Writing is really best used professionally because there's not a lot of nuance professionally. Everything is very straightforward, very to the point. And that's when the written word is at its best, when you're not trying to add nuance, humor, anything else, any other layer that you add to your communication, it's going to be lost in translation when you're writing, right? So much of communication is your tonality, your inflections, the pauses in the way that you speak, the tone, the volume, right? So much of, and that's just verbally, not to mention the body language, not to mention the facial expressions, right? All that combined is communication. And all that is necessary, right? All that is necessary, or all that adds to, I should say, building chemistry and connection with another human being, a man and a woman in this case, right? That I'm talking about. When you first meet a girl, if you text her, you're not really communicating, you're not really connecting, you're not really engaging. Texting, there's too much going on in people's lives, right? There's too many distractions. She's on her phone, she's getting other texts, she's getting other DMs, she's scrolling on Instagram, she's scrolling on TikTok, she's on YouTube, whatever it is, right? And that's all distracting her from really engaging and talking to you. She's not paying attention to you. She's not really paying attention to you. Unless you're a guy she is like absolutely head over heels for right away, that's kind of the exception. Then you can text and it's fine. But even then, you will do better if you can communicate verbally or communicate in person, right? Now, obviously, you first meet this girl, you're trying to get her on a date. So you're trying to text in order for her to be like, into the date or even agree to the date. I personally, right, I think you should try to get the FaceTime. You should try to get a phone call, even before the date, for two reasons. One reason is because it's going to ease her into going on the date, right? She's going to feel more comfortable after having a good conversation with you, after having a good talk with you over FaceTime or a phone call. She's going to feel like, okay, we're kind of compatible, right? Okay, I actually like talking to this guy. I wouldn't mind seeing him in person. Right? It takes away a lot of the fear and anxiety that they naturally have because you're a stranger. You're a stranger. Even if she thinks you're attractive, you're just an attractive stranger. So she's reserved, right? There's a level of hesitancy. There's a level of like, I'm not really sure about this guy. I got to figure him out, right? And because they have to figure you out, if you're texting, the only thing they can really do is not respond right away, right? That's really the only tactic that girls use over text to kind of figure you out or to kind of like see if you like them or whatever, see your intention, whatever it is. Like, it all boils down to like, I'm not going to be that responsive and we're going to see if he still tries to get me anyways. They can really only play hard to get through text. Unless the girl is extremely sophisticated, extremely intelligent, and she knows how to like talk through text and really be good at communicating through text. Like she got to have game damn near, right? She got to have like a high level understanding of how to communicate in order to really like text and get a lot out of you. Most girls are not like that. Most girls are not that, that nuanced when it comes to texting. So the only thing they really do is they just play games by like not responding to you and or ghosting you and seeing if you still hit them up again. Like that's all they really got. That's the only move they really got. So having a FaceTime or phone call, you avoid that because she can figure you out by talking to you. She can figure you out by actually having conversation, actually engaging with you. And then she can feel comfortable after having that conversation. The second reason, and I think arguably more important, is you can see if you even want to go on a date with this girl. You can tell. It's for you. It's for you to see, okay, before I spend money, if you decide you want to spend money on a date, before I spend this money, before I, get dressed up, drive all the way to where I'm about to drive to, whether it's you got to pick her up or you're just going straight there, wherever it is, before you spend your time and your energy to go on a date to see if you even like the girl, how about you just see if you like the girl first? Have a conversation with her first. So we be so eager to just, I need to get up in person. I need to get so quick, right? Dudes be so quick to wanting, I don't care about anything. I just want to get on a date with her. She's so fine. I want to get on a date with her. But you don't even know if y'all gonna connect. You don't even know if anything's gonna be, if it's gonna be smooth, if it's gonna be fluid. If you actually like her as a girl, actually like her as a person, y'all gotta see if you like her. And the only way you really gonna do that is through having a conversation. Like I said, rarely the girl is really, really into you off the rip, just head over heels. Okay, you'll be able to have a good conversation via text right away. You'll be able to laugh and joke and all this stuff. Some girls are just witty and they know how to have a conversation and banter and be cool over text, but most girls don't. Most girls don't. They're not doing that. They're just playing the game of I'm gonna ignore him. Right? So in that aspect, it's going to be good for you to FaceTime first. Now, this video was inspired by a subscriber asking, okay, do you text after the first date? Or do you let the girl text you? And again, this is all circumstantial. So I will text after the date if I know I had a good date. Right? I will text her after the date if I know we had a good date. How do I know if we had a good date? Because I had a good date. If I had a good date, I'm pretty sure she had a good date. That's a fair way to look at it, right? If I had a good date, she had a good date. Now, this is not true if you're a narcissist and you're not, or you just lack empathy and you're not aware of how another person feels, how another person is experiencing the moment. If you can't pay attention to the small details, which some of you may not be able to because you don't have the experience, right? So for you, if you don't have the experience, then you're going to have to gauge it off of other things. You're going to have to just try to see, okay, I don't know. I can't tell if she had a good date because you're probably so nervous you didn't have a good date. You know what I mean? And it's probably the case that if you didn't have a good date, right? If you were so nervous or whatever that you couldn't really get into the date, she probably didn't have a good date, right? So if for anybody, if you didn't have a good date, she didn't have a good date. But for guys who can tell and are aware of women and are aware of people and have, awareness in general of another person and how they're responding to a situation. If you had a good date, then they probably had a good date. If you're not aware of other people, then if you had a good date, they may or may not have had a good date. Right? So for you, if they may or may not have had a good date, just text, just see. Just keep track. Okay, these girls were kind of acting like this and they responded. These girls were kind of acting like this and they didn't respond. Okay, you'll start to see a pattern and you'll start to understand, okay, when girls do this, they're having a good date. Okay, when they do this, they're not having a good date. Okay, I see. And then you'll be able to gauge and you'll have the experience. Then you'll reach the point where you can be like, well, I had a good date, so it was a good date. Right? And when you reach that point, you won't be wondering whether you should text this girl. Right? If you're wondering, damn, should I text her? Is she going to respond? Right? If you're wondering, is she going to respond? It's bad. It's already bad, right? If you have to think, it's already bad. I've never gone on a date, had a good date, and then wondered, is this girl going to respond to me if I text her? Right? Now, you can fumble it during the texting if you're doing too much texting, right? That can happen. But is she going to respond to me? Or is this going to change how she feels about me if I text her? I've never really wondered that because the way that I'm coming on the first date, the way that I'm having, we're having a good time, we're engaging, we're having deep conversation, we're flirting. For me, honestly, I'm probably getting physical on the first date in some type of way. Like, more than likely, I'm getting physical. And if I don't get the vibe that she wants me to try to get physical, then I'm assuming she's not having a good time. That's another sign. That's another way for me to know, like, oh, she's probably not having a good time. She doesn't give me any signs, or I don't get any vibe that she wants to kiss or whatever. Whether she does it or not, so like if I go in for a kiss, whether she kisses me or not is not really what I'm concerned about. What I'm concerned about is, did she give me the signs? Did she give me the vibe that she wanted to kiss? She might resist because she's like, no, I don't, I have my boundaries. I don't want to do this, whatever. Right? But did she want to? That's what I'm paying attention to. Right? So when she says no, is it like, no, what are you doing? Or is it like, no, you shouldn't. Right? Is it that? Or is it like, she's sure she doesn't want to. She's crazy. She's like, why did you even think this is a thing? Like, I gave you no signs, right? If it's that one, I'm not texting her. If I go in for a kiss and she's like, whoa, what are you doing? I'm not texting her after that. It's over. I'm losing interest, personally. I don't have any interest in a girl who's like not having a good time with me. I don't understand how dudes do that, but if a girl's not enjoying my company, I don't want to be around her, personally. But if I go in for a kiss and she's like, no, we can't. Then I know, okay, she wanted to. She's enjoying herself. I can text that girl. I'm still interested in that girl. Even if she's not doing it. She don't gotta always go ahead and whatever, right? But she has to have wanted to. Then I'm like, okay, she's feeling it. So that's another sign, right? But those are the times when you should text after the date. If you know this girl's gonna answer my text, then text her. If you like, I'm not sure, I don't know, then probably don't text her. And if she likes you, she'll text you. If she had a really good time and maybe she was just nervous and she was just, cause they are aware too. They know when they're being weird. They know when they're, off a little bit. Like, I've had situations where I'm hanging out with a girl and, they're kind of like more reserved. This happened when I was a bit less experienced because I didn't know how to like get them to open up and be comfortable. But I've been on dates where, it was a little bit like, okay, I'm not sure if this girl likes me. But then she was just nervous, right? And so she was holding back, and later she'll text or we'll talk about it like, okay, yeah, I was just so nervous. That's why I was acting like this. I'm sorry. I was acting like this because I was nervous, right? So that'll happen, but she'll text you. She knows, okay, I gave him the sign I didn't like him. I like him. I need to let him know that I like him. And then she'll do it if she really likes you like that. And if she doesn't, then whatever, move on. That's okay. So after a good day, you text her and you'll know she's going to respond. You still don't want to just keep texting because that's still early on, right? Texting is something you do to like, okay, it's like quick conversation, quick logistical things, right? You're trying to figure out, okay, are we going here? You doing this? All right, boom, boom. You're not having deep, engaging conversation until she's locked in. Once y'all locked in, you can do that. And you'll know that because she'll be texting you first sometimes. When y'all locked in, when she's really feeling you, you can kind of chill a little bit. She'll be texting you first. You know what I'm saying? You won't be wondering like, oh, is it the right time to text her? Is this? If you wondering that at all, don't do it. Just try to set up a phone call. Just try to set up the FaceTime until you feel like, oh, all right, we good. We locked in. She's feeling me. She texting me good morning. You know what I'm saying? She's spilling her, she's telling me her whole day, right? She's doing all this, right? Then, okay, cool. But in the beginning, you do not want to be texting because like I said, so much is lost in translation. So much of the body language, so much of the tonality, so much of the facial expressions, it's all lost. It's all lost in translation. And you just end up being a stranger that she can't really connect with because the medium that you're using to communicate is not a good medium to connect. It's great for communicating specific things, right? Specific professional things like, okay, meet me at this time. That's very straightforward. There's no nuance in that. There's no subtlety. But if you're trying to make a flirty joke, if you're trying to use banter, now you're hurting her feelings. Now you sound like a creep. You know what I'm saying? All this is lost because you don't have everything. Everything that you're trying to communicate can't be communicated through text. So guys, Get on a FaceTime, get on a phone call. That's going to be your best friend. Texting is trash. I hate texting. I don't text like that. I really don't. Especially early on in a relationship with a girl, like in interactions with a girl, like you want to get on the phone call, you want to get on the FaceTime. That's it. All right, fellas. So that's the video for today. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Drop some more topics in the comment section. I got my coaching calls in the description box, Instagram in the description box. And y'all know what it is. It's Mind Over Matter, Marvel Over Matter. Let's get it.